I'm trying to do and don't know what's happening, really. I mean, it is what it is. Good morning, good morning. Good afternoon, good afternoon. You know what this is. It's one of them live things. I don't know if it's happening in your neck of the woods, but it's happening in mine. What are we doing today? I'll tell you what we're doing right off the bat. It's that deep dish from Acid. This one we got to punch a little hole in it though, because ain't gonna cut this. What's going on, Holly? How you doing, Mama? You know one thing I don't have? I don't have a light. So y'all gonna sit here and watch this real quick while I get my lighter out my chop trunk. It'll dance for you for a little bit, right? I can't get it out my chop trunk. One hand ain't a good thing. All right, I got it now. What good is a cigar without a lighter? So listen, people. I'm trying to do the old what is that? The YouTube thing, but I don't know how that's gonna work. Damn. All right, light this puppy up and get started. Lot to talk about, ain't it? What's up, Nat? Rob, what's going on? Oh, my sensei is here. What's going on? That's that deep dish. Yes, sir. Godfrey, what's going on, kid? Dav, what's happening, baby? That's that deep dish from Acid. Yeah, that's a mug. All right. What do y'all want to talk about first? Do I have to say it? Do I really have to? Fuck the NFL? Do I have to say? Yeah, listen. Godfrey, what's going on? Hey, Guy, what's going on? Nothing. What's up, Ham? Listen, let's get the NFL out the way. So, the character from the Eagles decided that he wanted to settle this for $100 million. My Sergeant at Arms is on. What's up, X? John, what's going on? He decided that he wanted to settle this for $100 million. Please tell me something. Please tell me this brother didn't sit up here and say, for $100 million, I'll stand up. You think that's what you think that Kayshawn, hey, what's up going on? So for $100 million, he decided that this would settle all the differences. Over 10 years, $100 million. Somebody do the math for me, please. What's $100 million divided by 10 years? Isn't that 10 million a year? Am I wrong? 10. What's up, Ring? 10 million a year? That's what that shit is? Okay. So let's say that we got $100 million over 10 years. What is that doing for us in the communities? Advertisement. I mean, I know you can probably spend $1 million on a commercial for about 60 seconds. Yeah. Okay. About 60 seconds. You live with me? All right. You can spend $100 million in about a year in advertisement. Easy. So what is that really doing for us? Not a fucking thing. So this brother decided that was it. So the brothers from San Francisco that started the whole thing, along with Kaepernick, he said he ain't with it, and he walked out. So let's see what the NFL does now. As they said, I heard that Eli is now benched for today's game, and I could give less than a fuck. I really could. I think that Eli should kick himself in the ass. And I think that the Giants can go suck a monkey's dick. You know why? Because of two reasons. One, you knew you needed a backup and you went and got Geno Smith. And Colin Kaepernick had a better record than, Eli this year. From last year. So you telling me that you didn't want Colin Kaepernick, New York Giants, but you're going to take Geno Smith and start him? Good luck with that. Have a good day. Anyway, Y'all want to get to the hot stuff? This morning I wake up and they said Donald Trump was texting yesterday. And I couldn't wait to see what the fuck it was. My man's going to sit up here and text that the reason why Jim Comey was fired, the reason why Flynn was fired was because he lied to the vice president and the FBI. Let me let that sink in for a minute. And the FBI. So you fired him after finding out that he lied to them. How did you know he lied? Because you knew what the truth was? You knew that he was talking to the Russians? And you said that it was okay for him to talk to the Russians. So now how the fuck are you sitting up here texting that in 1 minute, and then you give a different text the next minute and say that your attorney texted that first one? So we're supposed to believe that your attorney has access to your Twitter account like that. People, please explain that to somebody. Come up here and please explain that to me. Somebody, anybody can say anything that explains how your attorney has access to your Twitter account. And you're the president of the United States. Does your attorney have access to the nuclear codes? Does he have access to your wife? Does he have access to your children? Maybe he has access to your bank account. But your Twitter account? Isn't that a security issue? Because didn't they say that those are official tweets coming from the White House? That's what they said. They said anything coming out of the White House from Donald Trump's account, you can count as official White House tweets. I didn't say it. You didn't say it. They said that shit, didn't they? Okay. So since they said that, let's move on to the meat of the matter. I said this back in February. Flynn was going to tell. Yeah, I said it. But all of us said it. Everybody on here, y'all all said the same shit. We all said Michael Flynn is snitching right now. He is snitching right now. And he was. It just took a little push for him to come forward because they went after his son. And for that, you know what we deserve? No, Kev, it's not Obama's fault. For that, we deserve a swig. Yeah, Grand Marnier, I was right. Just like y'all was. So listen, y'all take a drink too. Because there's no reason that anybody in America didn't know that that man wasn't going to go tell. Think about it. There was no reason in anybody's mind that that man was not going to run up there and tell. So being that he went and told, he told everything. Oh yeah. Jared Kushner. I told him. So if your son-in-law, who you employ in the White House in one of the biggest positions in the nation, in the country, is told that he was talking to the Russians, do you think Donald Trump is the type of piece of shit that isn't going to give directions? He gave directions. He said, hey, listen, go talk to them Russians. Go hook up everything. Elias, what's going on? He went up there and he fucking told those Russians everything he needed to tell them Russians to get them on our side. There's one problem with that. You're not the president of the United States. Now, if you're not the president of the United States, they have a law against that. It's a fairly inactive law, but it's a law. And it simply states that you cannot act as the president of the United States when you're not. That's treasonous. You have set up an issue to be resolved acting as the president of the United States. So you know what? You need to be arrested. Now this is the sticky part. The president of the United States, sitting president of the United States, can't go to jail. He cannot go to jail. But this was done prior to him becoming the president of the United States. He was the elected president, but can't wait for this to be made into an AMC movie for real. Yo, bro, I understand. Hey, listen, we all can't wait. But the whole thing is, if he was not the acting president, he committed this offense, can he go to jail? That's kind of, there's no precedent for that. There's no sitting precedent for that. If you wasn't the acting president and you acted in concert with a enemy of the state, which is what they say, can you go to jail? My answer is yes, because the impeachment process doesn't have to happen. That is a treasonous offense. So you could be held as a treasonist, what do you want to call it? As a traitor, as a piece of shit, even though you're president. Why would you be not held accountable if you're the most highest person in the land and you're supposed to be setting a standard for everybody? What's up, Mike? Jesse, what's going on? Vicky, what's happening, baby? Eric, what's up? From everything that was said between Tuesday and today, anything is possible, including him getting off. Yeah, I said it. Look, his attorney already took the fall for the tweet. His attorney's already said, yeah, I tweeted it. It was a dumb tweet, but I tweeted it. Really, motherfucker? You tweeted it? So now you want to go to jail for the president of the United States. All right, fall on your sword. Now let's get back to something else that is really funny. My man decides that he's going to take a trip down to Florida. Only he's going to be up near Alabama to give Mr. Moore some support for his little child adultering ass and child molesting ass. And, you know, what can you say about this country? Where we let people sit up here and run for office under scrutiny. Under this kind of scrutiny. You've been touching 14-year-old girls since you was 32. I mean, you know, and then the president of the United States decides that he's going to back him. But beyond that, he got bigger issues, don't he? Impeachment does not mean that he leaves office unless he resigns. No, impeachment, if he gets impeached, they can remove him from office. Nixon resigned, right. But Nixon resigned before he was impeached. Clinton, he was only impeached by one house. You got to be impeached by both. What's up, April? Listen, besides that fiasco, let's talk about his putting up the other racist videos of Muslims. So you telling me that Trump didn't know that these racist videos from the motherland of them was by a white supremacist group, a female that's a straight out racist. You know, England first. So let me ask you something. You go in as the president of the United States and you retweet the videos of Muslims harming citizens, supposedly. He doesn't do any fact checking. He doesn't go and ask security to take a look, see if this is legit and everything else. He just puts it right back out. So if you can do that without any kind of problem whatsoever, just put it out just like that, why couldn't you denounce the racism and the hatred that went on in Charlottesville, Virginia? He couldn't do that. He couldn't just come right out and do that. But he can come right out and make sure that these racist videos get out there. Now, you know, the spin on it was he was trying to show how we need a border wall and how bad the Muslims are. Let me get this right. Muslims are bad. Mexicans are bad. Black athletes are bad. Who did he leave out? Oh, he didn't leave out the Chinese. I know y'all don't. Listen, the Koreans are bad, right? Yeah. Everybody's bad. Vicky, Obama has done it. He would have been arrested in the White House. Yeah, in front of everyone. The perp walk, of course. Cameras rolling. He would be tarred and feathered and put under the damn jail. President or not, yeah. Well, we all know that. But this is the issue we're having right now. We're having an issue when it comes to America accepting the bullshit. I'm just going to be straight up honest with you. Can you accept being the president of the United States? Let's ask Kevin if he wants to add into this. Let's see if he wants to come in on this. Kev, I sent you a little request. See if you want to join up. But this is the whole thing about it. If you turn around and you want to put out misdirection, racist tweets, and other things that are basically, the ideal of a person who is deranged. Can we get into that now? So they're coming out with a whole bunch of synopsis on why this man is acting out. Not that he's crazy. Early forms of dementia. Early forms of dementia? No. It can't be early forms. It's got to be dementia. For somebody to turn around and act like Emperor Supreme, I can do no wrong, everybody else is wrong, I'm right. It's far beyond dementia. Far beyond that. There's no way in hell you can tell me that these people really think that this man is sane. Other countries are even saying that he's insane. They're saying there's something really wrong with this dude. I mean, for him to be facing a nuclear war and still tweeting about the NFL, tweeting about the whole news medias that are after him are fake news, and then he doesn't invite certain news people to his Christmas party, which, by the way, only had a couple of people in there. If you saw the the pictures of the crowd, and I do use that term loosely, crowd that was at his Christmas party, well, not Christmas party, but his Christmas lighting ceremony and all that stuff. No, we're not going to talk about crowd size again. We're going to say straight up and down, everybody is right, he's wrong when it comes to his senility. He's definitely insane. He definitely has some issues. To me, every president should go through a psychological evaluation before they take office. And if it's seen that they can't or won't comply, that's more than enough reason to say, listen, you can't even run. Now, he had the biggest crowd. Stop it, April. He's going to say, he had the biggest crowd. But we all know it's just like his hands. It was small. Very small. So listen, I can only say a few things about this guy. One, the process in which they're taking their time in doing this impeachment, it's necessary. You want to line all your ducks up in a row and get this guy done. Because with Flynn testifying about all this shit and then they having to bring people back, you have to be right. You might get one shot at it. You might get two, actually. Because, if they bring in a few more people and they testify that he did order them to do X, Y, and Z, that's why he didn't release his medical records. Yeah, Mike. Plus, they said he's physically sick. So who knows? Who knows? He could be physically, mentally, we already know he's mentally sick. But we could get a couple of shots at impeaching him. I mean, it just doesn't stop with the Mueller investigation. It's just starting. For him, every time he sits up there and says, there's no collusion, You just keep looking at collusion. You just keep looking at collusion. I tell you straight up and down. For him to collude would mean that he knew stuff, right? He just said it. He just said it. He said, you know, I fired Flynn because he lied to the vice president and the FBI. That's called collusion. So that's just one portion of it. So they also have to worry about Pence. Pence might be in trouble himself. Can you tell me for any reason why Pence was left out of the loop of all this shit? Pooch, what's up, kid? So you tell me he's left out of the loop of all this. Remember, he said nobody colluded. This is what Mike Pence said. Mike Pence sat up there and said nobody spoke to Russia at all. So if you can say that on national TV, are you going to be indemnified? I don't think so. What did you know and when did you know it? That's going to be the question for everybody. Now you got to remember, Flynn's right-hand person is testified the other day. And she testified that Flynn was told by White House staffers to go ahead and contact Russia. So look, we all know where this is. They want to say no collusion. They want to say nobody contacted Russia. We all know they did. So with this asshole in our office, it's our office, all we have to say is, when is it going to be done? Fitz, what's up, kid? Smoking that deep dish today, man. I'm sorry. An acid deep dish for all you and my brothers and sisters that smoke and enjoy this little deep dish. I mean, you know, it's a good substitute for a couple of cigars. You know, if you like, you know, Javas and stuff like that. Which, I'm sorry, my palate ain't like some of you guys. Some of you guys can smoke some of the Nas. My man Nasty, he smokes. They got to be like 80 rings, 80 ring, 6 by 80 or 10 by 80. Yo, he smokes some of the biggest. Anyway, one of my boys, Max, said he has a fetish. We ain't gonna say what kind of fetish it is. Oh, Ryan. Yeah, put Ryan in charge after, you know, the VP is gone. Listen, right now Ryan is hiding. You going with the Gurkha? Okay, evil. Oh, see, that's what I'm talking about. Some of you guys, woo, y'all be putting it down. My palate ain't like that. Nah, man, no, y'all ain't gonna get me all messed up. See, you know, after that, you gotta take a swig. Oh yeah, that's a Harvey Davidson flash. Yeah, you know that. Anyway, the main thing with Ryan, he's hiding. He don't want nothing to do with none of this shit. Early morning Patron, there you go, bro. There you go. That's a good wake up right there. But Ryan is hiding because he don't want nothing to do with any of this stuff. So what's that, Vicky? What are the odds of getting both him out? Epic house cleaning and government shakeup in the history with Mueller's done. There's a chance. There's always a chance that Pence can be impeached upon what he knew as well. His whole administration, to me, has to go because they all was in cahoots with getting on board with Russia. Pence is trying to lay low too. Oh yeah. They got that motherfucker in a bunker somewhere. He's just sitting there. What's up, Sensei? Yo, Grizzly. All right, thanks. My Sensei something else, man. I remember one time I thought I was Billy Badass, and I went at him, and he was showing a demo in something, and he just gave me a slight little backhand to my solar plex. I was coughing up 2 lungs. So thanks for that lesson, Sensei. Mike, he's next in line if he goes. Yeah, he is. Ryan is next in line if he goes. I mean, Ryan was a career politician. The whole thing is we got to take the House and the Senate when the midterms come. They can't impeach the entire party. No, baby. No, you can't. You can't impeach the entire party. It has to be individually. You know, you would have to prove that the entire party knew about it and they was in cahoots. So that's not going to happen. But it's a good sentiment. Let me tell you, it's a good sentiment. I mean, I don't know. What is the main focus of the midterm election? To get control of the House and the Senate. So if the Democrats can get control of the House and Senate, it kind of kills the path for the Republicans. Do y'all want to talk about this tax bill? Do y'all really want to talk about this tax bill? Matter of fact, I live in Long Island, one of the highest tax places in the world. Most taxes out here are in between $9,000 and $30,000 per year. So they're saying taxes up to $10,000 you can write off. After $10,000 you're done. Peter King is a representative out here. He's a Republican. His ass is in trouble. There go one of the guys that know a lot. Reyes, what's going on, kid?
Mommy's mad you didn't close the door. It smells like smoke in her room.
You can hear echoes in the background. Pay attention to that person. Please close that door. Anyway, I'm hoping that we'll drop all the dead, corrupt White House bums. That tax bill is insane. Yeah, there's a lot of write-offs that you ain't getting no more. Listen, if you make $75,000 and above, you're all right. If you don't, you're fucked. You're fucked beyond fucked. So I don't know what to tell you. I mean, my main focus right now is to get control of the House and the Senate. The bill will not pass the next phase well into next year. So this year you really don't have too much to worry about. This tax bill is all kinds of bullshit. Yeah. Well, you know, the whole thing is they had a lot of amendments that they wrote and little notes on the side of it that they could barely read, and they shoved 500 pages down everybody's throat trying to make them read it. So read it within an hour and then vote on it in the midnight hour. So it was voted on in the following morning. So if you want to call it between 12 midnight and 7 a.m., it was voted on and carried. So 51 to 49, I believe, was the vote. So there's nothing you can do about what it is right now because it passed that portion. But the next portion, it's going to have an uphill battle. I think they're going to raise the roofs on a lot of things. What this does actually is it increases the write-offs for Trump. Trump is going to save over $1 billion on this. These are like people who have real estate investments and stuff like that. It's the way the bill is written, he's going to save $1 billion in taxes. So figure that one out. Well, in the meantime, in between time, that's about all I got to say about this bullshit. Twitter hours. Yeah. This dude's Twitter account is insane. I mean, the stuff that he does, but there ain't nothing you can do about it. Well, in the meantime, in between time, my club, Bogus Riders, we went over to the Jacob Javits for the Motorcycle Expo. I don't think we're going back. It has gotten so small, it's ridiculous. So, and it was nothing there, just new bikes and stuff like that. It is what it is. Met a couple of clubs there. We talked bullshit. But listen, people, that NFL boycott, please stay with it. Please stay with it. Still got my ex on my shit. Fuck them. Don't want to watch nothing. Eric Ramos, what's up, kid? That's a very knowledgeable brother right there, Eric Ramos. That says my time is up, that beep over there. But seriously, if you get a chance to contact your congressman, let them know how disgruntled you are about your taxes and what you're not going to get, write-offs, and hope that we take this midterm election. If we don't, a lot of people will be fucked up. But listen, people, you know what this means, right? Yeah, when the stick is down, it's time to go. So listen, between me, you, and the good God above, let's hope that everything pans out later on. If not, I don't know about you, but I can always say, fuck you. NFL and Trump. Fuck you both. Peace, love, and hair grease. I'm out.
I don't know how.
That was it. That was recorded.